one of my biggest passions, probably my one biggest passion, is continuing to refine my ability to be able to deeply meet the needs of children and support them to be empowered and to thrive. Because we're now living in a world that's in this kind of constant moving and shifting and changing and evolving. And I really feel that the more we're able to learn how to navigate that ourselves and be able to show up deeper for the children, then we're able to support them with the skills that they need to thrive in a world that is in constant evolution, which is pretty exciting. But we need the tools for navigating that and supporting them to navigate that. And bringing back the village is a key part of that. So why am I talking about this topic? I just need to move where you guys are so I can see my slides. So boundaries and conflict are something that is not something that we've done super healthily as a collective and as a society. And a lot of us, or me personally, I find that a lot of us don't learn healthy ways of navigating boundaries, of navigating conflict, of having healthy conflict that's not scary or damaging. So I've mentioned a lot of us are wandering around with one unhelpful boundary programming. We can either be one extreme or another. So a lot of us in this generation and the generations that have come before us have kind of come from an approach to parenting and an approach to our childhood that's been heavily authoritarian, that's had a big influence of children should be seen and not heard, a big influence of not necessarily deeply acknowledging the presence of children and childhood. And one of the biggest ways I see this manifest is when I'm out and about in the community, and I can see so many areas in the way that we do life and the way that we operate that could become so much more child-friendly and so much more conducive to childhood in a way that places children at the center and acknowledges the fact that the way we raise children is actually what plants the seeds for the future. And that's what creates a kind of world we're going to be living and existing in. So we've come from that extreme where we've had a childhood where that's not at the center of the way we operate as a society. And that's what our experience is. And what I've found in my work is, and I've found this within myself as well, is we've kind of gone to the other extreme of having quite loose boundaries and loose structure and maybe less rhythm and routine in some cases. And a lot of us are kind of in one extreme or the other. Why else am I bringing this topic to you? Children are learning about how we navigate boundaries and conflict. It has powerful implications for creating deep connection and safety in your family, and to repattern our default programming, the way we were parented in regard to boundaries and conflict. So what has been our relationship to boundaries? As I talked about, we've bounced in an effort to come into balance and to bring through an approach that's more respectful. We've kind of bounced from this authoritarian approach over to this really loose, boundaryless, not so firm approach to boundaries. And it's almost like, and I've had this within myself, this fear of saying no, or a fear of not being liked by the child. I used to have this in my work where I would have a fear of the child not liking me, so I didn't want to say no to the thing that maybe wasn't so good for them.